It was Martin, Malcolm, Lewis, Alvin, Marcus, Richard, Jesse, Adam, Drew, Gordon, James, Philip, Matt. Showed them not to play with us. Dude,
That's that thing.
Third, Rob,
But yeah, man,
Jesse, Jack, Muhammad,
how y'all doing out there?
John, Kurt,
First and foremost,
James,
I hope this video finds you and yours
John,
in the best of health. I'm talking both mentally and physically. Let me turn this off right fast. Give me a second. Let me turn that off, right, so we can get into this. Yeah, in my last video, I shared some of the things that I do through my company, right? These bags that I designed for Today's Hair Bar, which is another black-owned company, right? I designed some bags for them, and I wanted to share how powerful it is when you get an order placed with your black business from another black business. And when you do good business with this other black business, you provide them with what they wanted on time in a timely fashion, right? Quality, very good quality, right? And then they sell their product in this bag that your company has made for them. That's black on black love, black on black dollar recyclation, and black on black advertisement, because they're selling their black product in the bag that I designed, right? Which is a bag designed by my black company, so it's black on black business, right? And speaking of on black business, I felt the need to come to y'all and share what I do within my company, right? Take Money Clothing. Now that I shared a little, I gave y'all a little glimpse into what I do, showed y'all how I design the bags. I shared that information. Now I feel there's a need for me to now show what I do within my company, the type of designs that I come with, what I'm going to provide y'all with. Because, see, we got all these clothing lines out here, right? We have up-and-coming clothing lines also. Don't get it twisted. We got up-and-coming clothing lines that's coming out of different communities. They're very good designers, right? They do their thing. But you have very few that's trying to turn that clothing line into a brand. Listen, I'm out here to brand Take Money. I'm not out here to play. I'm not out here to be half-stepping. I'm not out here just for a couple of dollars. I'm not out here for that. Nope. That's not what I'm out here for. What I'm out here for is to make a change. What I'm out here for is to unify. What I'm out here for is to flip the black dollar. What I'm out here for is to fuel the black economy, right? By doing good business with my peoples and other peoples too. And listen, I'm not letting nobody that's outside of us invest in nothing. Everything that I do is out my pocket, right? I invest my own bread. I got my own equipment. I do design and create everything in-house, right? It's no outside help at all. I'm not gonna let them buy in. Only thing I look at if they came at me, right, with an investment, I'll tell them, listen, what's the stipulations? What do you want from me in order for you to give me this bread? And if they then articulate something that leads to them becoming some type of owner of any part of my company, I don't want that deal. I don't want that investment. I passed on it, right? Because I'm still building my company. And when I'm building my company, I'm building my people. I'm for my people. So if I let you invest in, maybe you'll start trying to make me water down my business. I'm not going to do that. They did that with hip hop and several other organizations, right? They water it down. As soon as you let them in, they feel they have enough power to cause you to water down your brand because they think it's too loud, right? You get to saying the truth, hardcore facts that people don't want to admit to, right? It bothers them, right? When you start exercising your certain rights and you putting stuff out there, like back to hip hop, we had a whole lot of conscious rap back then. Poor Righteous Teachers, right? Tribe Called Quest, Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, right? Heavy D and the Boys, the Fat Boys, right? There was a whole lot of individuals that was coming out with some conscious rap back then, right? Even back in the 80s, even in the hood. I'm talking about them Watts. It was little spots that you can go to get little medallions with the African signs on. It had the little African kings out there. All type of stuff that was representing the culture and never forgetting the ancestors, because the ancestors are within us, right? When they thought that they buried our ancestors, what they did was really plant a seed, right? And we're the seeds that bloom from that, right? And I want y'all to know that I understand the assignment, which is why I felt the need for me to come and share some of my designs with y'all. Now that I showed you how I designed them bags, now I feel this is time for me to come to you and show you some of my designs, my ideas, my thoughts, where my mind is at after they trap me, kidnap me, and sent me to a plantation, because that's all the penitentiary is a plantation. They send you to the modern day slave block, right? The slave auction block, which is the court, right? On the bus, some used to call it the Gray Goose, right? With that, all that is, it's the modern day slave ship. They get you, strip you away from your family, send you to the auction block in front of this motherfucker talking about you got 12 jurors of your peers. You look over there, you ain't never saw none of them a day in your life. Not in your community, not around your community. You don't know who they are, right? How you ain't never seen them, and then individuals that come and support you that's inside of the courtroom, right, in the audience, they don't know them neither. How don't nobody know these people? That's not a jury of your peers. What they basically did is put you up against these people that's agitated. They don't want to be there. They trying to get back to work to get back to their money, because the court not paying them people nothing, right? So it's easy for them to say, oh yeah, guilty, so they can get up out of there. They don't want no hung jury. They don't want to keep going on and on because they're missing days of work, right? And it's causing stress, right? They got bills to pay. They got rent to pay, mortgage to pay, whatever the case may be. Then people don't want to be in court like that. So if you up in there misrepresented and the prosecutor is putting on this case, all the judge is doing this. Let's see what plantation I'm going to sell him to, right? Because if you got a public defender, your public defender is there to defend the public, not you. That's what a public defender is. They're going to get a couple of people off to make it seem like they're doing their job, but at the end of the day, they're there to defend the public, right? And then you got the district attorney. You don't get it? A public defender and a district attorney. Listen, they in the same boat. They out to get you. They're going to let so many individuals go, and the rest they're going to sell up the river, right? And that judge is going to give you that sentence, bam. You're going to go over here, fourth wheel, right? Send you up there, right? You might hit the county. You might be back right there in the county, right? County or Wayside, whatever the case may be. You'll be in one of those, but most likely you'll be in the county. That's why I went to the pen from. I went to the pen from the county, right? And then they're going to send you to a plantation. They're going to send you straight to that plantation. The first one going to be reception. You're going to go to that yard for reception. Going to do your thing up in there, right? Now you up in there, and there's plenty of segregation. It's racist as a motherfucker up in there, which is why I want to share my clothing line also, and which is why you need to understand the importance of recycling the black dollar, because these other races don't really be in the boat with us. They don't be, listen, I don't be trying to offend nobody, but it is what it is. You got to call a ball a ball and a strike a strike. Them other races don't really be out there for us. Y'all out there buying this Gucci, this, that, this. Listen, them people don't care about us. They said they wish that black folks don't even wear their brand. Their brand was not designed for us to wear. That's what they say. And you still go out there and get it, right? Y'all be wanting to accept these other people to become allies with them, but you ain't even became allies with your damn self yet. How you gonna want to become allies with anybody before we unify and become allies with each other, right? And if we start fueling the economy, we'll start seeing eye to eye, because now we're doing business. When there's business involved, respect is involved. When there's the respect involved, there's love involved. I'm just saying. I'm just like trying to give y'all the raw and uncut version of what's really going on, man. You got to give these youngsters something to do. You can't go out there preaching, talking over their head, using these big ass extravagant words, right? Pulling up in something cool, right? When they over here, they trying to figure it out. They pops probably be in jail. They big homie that was giving them the game, live and direct, uncut, uncensored, that really had love for them, they might be in jail. Or they might pass away, right? You'll never know what's going on in the individual's head mentally, right? So now, if they don't have nothing to do but to sit back, they say idle time is the devil's playground. They on idle time right then. But if we're fueling the economy, we're building these businesses, right, and giving them the way, we hiring our own. There's plenty of openings. It don't matter if you got a record or not. We know your character. It's a difference. Them white-owned businesses that you go into trying to get that job, because you don't matter who you see on the dance floor, right, in the warehouses and all this. Yeah, it might be plenty of Mexicans and a few hand sprinkle of blacks up in here, but that's not who own the warehouse, though. You got some white boy owning this shit, so you're not walking in white businesses after we start creating this black economy powerful, right? When we build this up and we are able to hire our own, now our youth not on idle time no more. They working. They taking care of their family. They taking care of businesses, right? They taking care of business. So when you in these different locations, now you're interacting with individuals from the other side, right? Y'all don't got no choice but to see eye to eye, unless you want to lose your job. Listen, you want to lose your income over some small shit. Y'all want to go over there and squabble up, all that work. That's goofy, right? That's like you starting a business, then one of these people you call yourself an enemy with come in your business. They come to your doors. They really come to spend some bread with you. You trip. So you're gonna squabble in your own business, huh? You're gonna fuck off good business. That's not what you do. You build solid relationships and good businesses, right? That's what we got to get back to. We got to get back to doing good business with each other. We can't be over there to get over on each other. Can't come up in that motherfucker looking for a discount. Oh, it's a black owned business. Let me see if I can talk them down. How you gonna talk me down? The price is the price. The price that's on that tag is the price you gonna pay, unless we got some type of sign on the window that's saying 50%, 25% off, 50% off, whatever the case may be. You gotta pay what the tag say, man. Just like you do when you walk in them other stores. You don't ask for no deduction when you walk up in Saks or nothing like that. No, you don't. If you go up in the Louis store, the Gucci store, you don't ask. Well, you think I can get that for $250? That motherfucker costs $700. You trying to get it for $250? You don't go up in there playing with them people like that. So don't come up in there playing with us like that neither. Right? It's time for us to start holding each other accountable for the bullshit too. We ain't going for the bullshit. Don't come in our business looking for no ridiculous ass price when that's not what's on the tag. Right? We might have some type of discount going on. We give back. Black businesses give back. I give back all the time. I don't mind giving back. Right? Because that's all part of building. You got to give back. Right? If you made it, you want to show these people the same love that they showed you when you was within the community, when you can knock on any of the homegirls' door. Right? And get a taco or something. Get a drink or something. You might even need to spend a night. Couch open. You got to give that same love back to the people, man. You can't never forget where you come from, right? Which is why I feel it's very important that I share with y'all, out of transparency, some of the things that I design within Take Money, right? Because I showed y'all how I did good business with another black company. Now I want to show y'all what I do when I'm designing for my company. I want to show y'all some of the images that I put on, some of the sayings that I say on some of the things that I design, so you can understand that I'm really doing this for the people. I'm standing for us. Period. I ain't scared to put certain shit on things. Y'all,
Louis, Alvin,
check this out.
Richard, Jesse,
That's what I'm talking about.
Drew,
This is what I do.
James, Deluck, Nat,
This is what we got going on over here.
Langston, Thurber, Rob,
You feel me?
Hank, Jesse, Jack,
This is what we got going on over here.
Bill, Don, Kurt, Matt, 3J, James, Joe, Jack, Tommy, John, early Catholics, Arthur, literally
What I'm saying.
served
This is what I want to show y'all.
Grant, Mega, Webb, about 3 Benjamins and good 2 Freds. Women like Harry, Rose, Ida,
Feel me?
Shirley, Sojourner, Madam, Maya, Mary, Coretta, Ella, and Retta. Even baby Ruby was out here applying pressure. Daisy, Claudette, Fanny, Barbara, Glory, Angela, Elena, Audrey, Daughter, Lucy, Athea, Asada, Bessie. I swear ain't nobody do it flyer. Danny, Charlie, George,
Check it out.
Jesse, Clarence, Ed, Will.
I want y'all to pay attention to what's really going on.
Stop the music, stand up. Powerful movements like the Panthers, Fred, John, David, Bonchi, Geronimo, Matula, Bobby, Stokely, Eldridge, Mamiya, Sheesh, Huey, and that's pushing P to me. One of the most powerful movements, clearly. I ain't talking clothes when I mention Mary, Max, Fritz, John, Albert, another Robert, Ronald, Howard, musicians like Mahalia, Harry, Bob, Aretha, Paul, Sammy, Pac, Nina, Nelson, Toussaint, Barack, but this list ain't honorable without Elijah, Wally, Booker,
Yeah.
Sid, George, nuts if you don't know who he is.
That's a dress right there.
Charles,
You
Roy,
feel me?
Carter, Cecil, just for drinking them folks' water. All
That's
kings
another
and
dress.
queens, yes, for real. But before I go, can't forget Emmett Till. And those that still here, we gon' continue to hold it
just saying.
down. Say it loud, black, and I'm proud.